Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to be replacing the ignition coils and the spark plugs in a 2016 Kia Forte. I'm going to show you everything that you need and we're going to get started, okay? All from 1A Auto. This video is not sponsored. Only few things that are not from 1A Auto. So I got my 4 ignition coils. I got my, make sure I say this right, my 3/8 10-inch 5/8 socket magnetic to help me with ease of removing the spark plug and putting in the spark plug. I have my dielectric grease for my, I forgot which one it goes to. I think that goes to the ignition coils. And then I have my anti-seize, and this goes for my spark plugs. And then I have my brand new spark plugs. Over here I have my socket wrench set. You are going to need your 10 millimeter just here. And you are going to, you'll just need 10 millimeter. That'll get all the bolts that you need removed. So let's go ahead and get into my boyfriend did for me, because I would do a lot on a car. I'm about to replace my own ignition coils and spark plugs, but I do not like the battery. So he went ahead and released that 10 millimeter bolt connected to the battery and move that out of the way. Well, we need to pin that back so it has no ground, and then we're going to get into it. Gonna remove the cover. Consists of 4 little pop bolts, so with some tension remove the cover. Remove your cover, you'll see here your 4 initial coils, and you have your bolt for each one that's holding it in place. Go ahead and remove those bolts. Alright, once you have successfully removed all of the electrical cables from your ignition coils, you can simply slide them out. Just give them a little wiggle and they should come out. One moment. I have to give them a little arm, so I went ahead and did that one off camera. All right, that's that one. Just trying to get this one on camera. It's been a while. So go ahead and remove all 4 coils. And your spark plugs are inside of these holes. You can look and see them, kind of, sort of. All right, and I kept these in order. I'm undecided whether I want to replace them or not. So I'm going to do quick little research to see if these are still good or if they need to be replaced. And check my schedule for my car. And since I'm at around 140,000 miles, I figured I'd go ahead and replace the ignition coils. Looks like these may be the original ones. It says Kia, like they're the original parts. I am not sure. Possibly they haven't been changed, so I'm gonna go ahead and change them with the new ones that I got. Went ahead and grabbed my socket wrench and attached that attachment, and we're about to get ready to replace these spark plugs. So let's get into it. Did have to put some pressure into it, so we're cranking it, and we're gonna keep cranking. It's the old school way, y'all. They got the ones that you can torque it out, but I'm gonna keep going until I don't feel anything. All right, one moment, y'all. So this is the first spark plug removed out, and yeah, that sputtering is clearly from the spark plugs, because wow, these, I'm surprised my car was even surviving this freaking long. Trying to get some quality on that. Yeah, they recommend spark plugs be changed every 60,000 miles. I'm at 140,000, so I don't know if these have ever been changed, because they look horrible. Just FYI, I bought this car last year in February and was advised that everything was up to date. Yes, it is my responsibility as the buyer to have a mechanic come out and check, which I did do, but of course they weren't going to inspect like the engine and remove spark plugs and all that. But yeah, so I think we definitely figured out what the culprit was. Let's get into removing the rest. All right, be back. All right, so once you aren't hearing much anymore, What I do is go ahead and press to release the socket wrench from the extension, and then I use the rest to twist to the left until it feels extremely loose and the spark plugs comes right out. So I'll show you guys once I have it twisted loose enough. All right, let's see. It feels extremely loose. Extremely loose. All right. See, it's out of there. Another one that is horrible. It's safe to say that the sputtering that my car was doing was a spark plug issue. All right, let's get to the rest. All right, another spark plug removed. Last spark plug being removed. When it gets really loose in there, it has it. Yeah, these spark plugs were in very terrible condition. Definitely will cause the sputtering. Out with the old, in with the new. Here's our new spark plug. I showed you guys yesterday on a video. Go check that out. How to properly gap your spark plugs to ensure that it's the proper gap for your vehicle. Mine is 0.044, and I got all of them, all of the new ones in this box already gapped to my vehicle. So let's get a quick comparison between the old one and the new one. Oh man, I know my car is going to love this. So all you're going to do is take your wrench. You're going to go ahead and, so we are going to put some anti-seize on it. And go ahead and put it in there to get it. Looks like there's some type of residue there. We're going to wipe out this little residue. I don't know what that is, but I don't want anything to possibly contaminate it. But you're going to get you some anti-seize, which I have over there. I'll show you guys in a minute. You're going to put a little on your thread here. Show you how that's done. I seize from AutoZone. So show you guys what it looks like. When you open it, it's kind of like this putty stuff. Are you going to get a little bit and put a little around your thread of your spark plug, and then we're going to place the spark plug inside of here. It's magnetic, so it's going to hold it tight. Place it in there. It holds it. All right. Put our anti-seize, and we're going to slowly screw them in one by one into each of these holes. All right. To each one of these. Screw them in. All right, I've applied my anti-seize, not too much. I've slid that bolt into my magnetic, and I'm going to feed it into the hole. I'm going to be careful, feed it into the hole. We're going to tighten it by hand, so just turning this to the right. Once we feel it get pretty snug, then we're going to go in with our socket wrench and tighten it. Now, this may not be the best advice because there's a certain torque that you're supposed to torque the spark plugs to. I like to say I'm going to give it all I've got. I feel confident in it simply because I'm not going to overdo it because I don't want to strip or break anything, of course. But all I got, meaning I'm sure it'll be good enough to where it doesn't come loose and then it's not overdone to where it strips or break a component within the spark plug block. And I've changed my brakes doing the same thing. I usually get my brother, he's this muscular guy, to come behind me and add his arm into it. Now I could get my boyfriend to do it, but he may break it. So I'm going to trust myself on this and tighten it up as tight as I can. After I do it after I hand feed it to make sure nothing strips, I'm going to follow up with my socket wrench. Same socket wrench we've been using. Switch it to right, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So we're going to tighten it to the right, tighten it, then we're going to move on to the next ones. I'll come back once I have the last spark plug completed. All right. I have installed each of the brand new spark plugs. You can't really see them, but they're all in there. Just know it to be true. These are the old ones. So I am now about to put my new ignition coils, and these are pretty simple, okay? I am going to put a tad bit of the dielectric grease on the inside, just a little bit around the inner workings. And then we're going to connect it back, put the bolt in, and that's it. So I'm going to show you how it's done. All right, let's get into it. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but I put a tiny bit of that dielectric grease. We don't need too much. Just go over to the area here. Sorry, the sun is in the way. Trying to get it at a different angle. All right, just slide that baby in, drop it all the way in, line it up with the bolt. I kept my bolts up here. Those are 10mm, and then you reconnect it. All right, simple. So let's go ahead and do one at a time. All right, is to always start by feeding it with your hand first. All right, that's the rule of thumb. So we're going to start feeding it with our hand first. Come back and tighten with our 10mm. All right, socket. Y'all, I would have been recording at this angle if I knew about it. But we are on our last ignition coil. Just putting a tad bit, not too much of this dielectric grease in there. Put it to the side. Go ahead and slide it in there. Wish you guys could get that visual. I'll try to see what I can do really quick to give y'all another type of visual. Just make sure see where my hand is at. So just lining it up. Screw the bolt in with your hand. Start always with mechanic work. Feed it in with your hand first. All right, feed it with your hand first. Once it's nice, good old socket wrench. Take your time. It's no need to rush. Get it on there and tighten it. No need to rush. The reason why I love mechanic work is it gives me time to think, to exercise my brain, and to learn. So I get it a little snug, not too snug. That's it, y'all. Last thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you a quick example. You just take it, you line it back up, and reconnect it. Uh-oh, pulled it down. So get it on there snug as you can, and then push that piece back down. That piece here, that locks it in place from moving anywhere. All right. We have the connector cables hooked up to each ignition coil, nice and locked in. Everything is put back in place. So we are good to go. I'm gonna have my boyfriend come and rehook that battery terminal. Move this cover out the way. He's gonna hook it back to this and screw in that bolt. Screw that bolt down, and then I'll come back and let you guys know. All right, let's do it. I forget. Let's go ahead and put this cover back on as well. Let's go ahead and cover this up. These little holes designated. I'm sure both of these lock in, and maybe these two here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 locks this in. All right, y'all, the cover has been placed back on. It's nice and sealed. And that concludes the video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe, share this video with anyone who wants to change their ignition coils or spark plugs on a Kia Forte. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.